Welcome back to The Explainer. So what if your life was like a story, but you could actually argue with the person writing it? That's kind of the bizarre situation we're diving into today with a coder named Limbo. His life literally crashes, and he gets this wild chance to, well, to debug his own existence.
And right out of the gate, this story just throws you for a loop. We meet our main guy, Limbo, not with some fancy introduction. No, we meet him by hearing him yell at the author. I mean, you know right away this is not going to be your average everyday story.
Okay, so let's set the scene. It's a miserable, rainy Sunday. You know, the kind of day where you just want to stay inside. But not Limbo. Our guy is stuck at the office, just grinding away, fighting with a project, and, let's be honest, probably his own sanity.
So the author starts off painting this picture of Limbo as like the perfect employee. You know the type. A total genius, super hardworking, a man of his word, always there to help out. But a big part of that is he just can't bring himself to say no. But then, just when you think you've got him figured out, the author basically says, yeah, I can't lie anymore. He just pulls the rug out from under us and shows that the relationship between him and his own character is, well, it's really complicated.
The truth is, Limbo's a whole lot more complex. He's actually this short-tempered introvert, pretty lonely, and had to raise himself. He basically channels everything he has into two things: his absolute passion project, building this groundbreaking AI, and just escaping into other worlds by reading manga and novels. And trust me, that little detail about his reading habits, it's going to be super important.
So this is where Limbo's already bad day just completely goes off the rails. I mean, the title of the chapter is literally Error 404, Life Not Found. Talk about foreshadowing, right? It's the perfect and honestly pretty tragic metaphor for what's coming next.
And this is just a perfect storm of bad luck, no pun intended. He finally solves the last bug, he's this close to pushing the code, and bam! Power goes out. So he has to go down to the server room to check the wiring, all while this insane storm is raging outside. I mean, you couldn't pick a worse place to be at a worse time. And then it happens. A massive bolt of lightning strikes the building, and all that electricity surges right into the server room where he is. The impact is just devastating. His chance of making it out of this, a mind-boggling 0.0001%. Basically, no chance at all.
Yeah, with odds like that, he doesn't make it. His life just ends right there on that miserable Sunday. And the last thing on his mind is regret over his life's work, that AI system he never got to finish.
But you know how these stories go. One door closes, another one opens. Limbo wakes up, but he's not in a hospital. He's in this weird, divine-looking space. There's smoke, stars, a golden glow everywhere. It's like he's in the afterlife's waiting room, and it's time to run a full diagnostic on his life.
So, what's the very first thing he thinks? Well, remember all that manga he reads? His mind goes straight there. He's actually thrilled. He's like, yes, I hit the jackpot. My good karma finally paid off. He's totally convinced he's about to get reincarnated into a new world, just like in his favorite stories.
But then this mysterious voice chimes in and is like, hold on a second. It explains that Limbo wasn't actually supposed to die. His real fate was to survive, but it was a horrific fate. He was supposed to lose an arm, an eye, both legs, and just live in constant agony. So as a reward for all his good karma, this being stepped in and gave him a clean death instead, saving him from that awful future. And this is where things get really interesting. He's presented with a choice that's going to shape his entire future. It's basically like a video game character creation screen, you know? Choose your server for your next life.
Okay, so the divine being lays it all out. Option 1, he can go back to his old life right before the accident, but he won't remember any of this. Option 2, he can start fresh in a brand new world, but with a total memory wipe, a clean slate. Or there's a special third option, go to a new world, but take all of his knowledge and skills with him.
Now, that third option, it's not just handed to him. He actually has to fight for it. And what he does is pretty bold. He completely ignores the being he's talking to and just starts praying to a supreme personality of Godhead over its head. You can tell it totally throws his guide for a loop.
So when Limbo's like, wait, how are other worlds even a thing? The being gets pretty annoyed. It basically scolds him saying, don't you know about the Bhagavatam? Apparently, it's a divine book from his own world that explains the whole multiverse concept. I guess Limbo was a little too busy with his code to catch up on his spiritual homework.
All right, so this brings us to the big moment, Limbo's final decision.
This is what's going to wrap up this part of his, well, existence and kick off a brand new story. It's time for a total system reboot.
So what does he choose? Limbo decides he's not going back, and he's not starting over with a blank slate. He picks option 3. He's making a bet that his knowledge, his skills as a coder, that's his most powerful weapon, and he's taking it with him into whatever comes next.
The divine being says, okay, deal. But of course, there's a catch. There's always a catch, right? He's not just going to pop into this new world as an adult. Nope, he has to start over as a baby, physically from scratch. And all those memories and skills he fought to keep, they're going to be locked away, and I'll only get them back later at some unknown time. And the world he's headed to? Total secret, no spoiler.
And with that, Limbo's consciousness just fades out, and he's off, teleported away to start his new journey from square one. It really makes you think, though. If you were standing there, faced with those same 3 choices, what would you have done? Which path would you have picked?